good, everybody? Welcome back to L Does Boxing. We're back again with another ranking show. We got the WBA rankings that just came out for the month of December. So yeah, the WBA they have a big a big month of December coming up. They're actually having their convention in a couple of weeks in Orlando, so we should get some more news then as well. But here are the latest and greatest with their new rankings. We're gonna check it out, see what we find. Salute to everybody coming through the building. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Appreciate it. And do a little screen share. So y'all already know I go straight to the Sanctioned by website to get the rankings. You know what I'm saying? So get the latest and greatest. All right, here we go. So we're gonna start with heavyweights. So we know Usyk is unified. He vacated his WBO. We have a new WBO champion, Fabio Worley. We don't have a timetable on when Usyk gonna return. Seems like he's just chilling right now. I don't know. Um, so the other three belts he has, I think the WBC is next in the rotation. That's a Jit Cabiel. It's the WBC interim champion. He has a fight coming up January the 10th against Damian Kimba in Germany. So we'll see how that shakes. Pulev is the regular champion, world champion. He's going to fight Gassiev. That's December the 12th. The winner of Pulev and Gassiev has to fight the mandatory Moses Atama. And Moses Atama is fighting January the 24th against Jermaine Franklin. So if he wins his fight, he'll get a regular world title shot after that. So that's what it is on that part. Let me see. We got some notable guys, but I haven't heard much on them. Like Bacoli, Philip Herkovic, Nelson Heisa is pretty high in the rankings. He's with Queensbury. Lynette Perro, he jumped up to number 2, coming off his win over Jordan Thompson on the Matchroom show. They dropped Michael Hunter to number 9. Let me see, Gassiev. So yeah, not too many changes with the WBA and the heavyweight division. So yeah. Cruiserweight, so we got Zerto Ramirez, unified champion, WBA, WBO. So we heard the news with him. Him and David Benavidez is going to fight Cinco de Mayo weekend, May the 2nd. Benavidez would move up to cruiserweight to challenge Zerto. Now Zerto would take an in-between fight in January the 16th against Robin Safar. And just so happened, Robin Safar entered the new WBA rankings right on time. He entered the new WBA rankings at number 10. So that pretty much solidified that he's getting that fight. He's already ranked with the WBO. Robert Safar is he's a Golden Boy fighter as well. And he fought on Virgil's undercard. So performance, you know what I'm saying? This will be his third fight with Golden Boy against Zerto. So they're giving him an opportunity before Zerto go face Benavidez. So there you go right there. It's pretty much solidified. When you see that happens, a guy into the new rankings, you pretty much know they got something coming. Jabataya and Badu Jack, the other two cruiserweight champions, they are fighting this month. December the 6th for Jabataya this weekend coming up, and then Badu Jack is fighting on the 13th, and they find that mandatory. So if both of those guys win, that would be the conventional unification right there for those guys. So we'll see. But yeah, Zerto. So we see Zerto's next opponent, Robin Safar. My man, a man with pedigree in the building. Was good. Lee Jackson, salute. What's good? What's good with y'all coming through? I appreciate it. Cruiserweight. Let me see who got something coming up. Nothing really changed too much other than Robin Safar entered the new rankings. Where my man at? Number 2, Leonardo Masqueya. He's fighting this month, December the 19th. And we know Jake Paul, number 15. He gonna fight AJ. Pat Brown. I like Pat Brown. He's with Matchroom. So yeah, that's what it is. Light heavyweight, 175. All right, let's pull it up. We got Dimitri Bivol, unified champion. They say he'll be back the first quarter of 2026. He out with a back injury. We seen David Benavidez last week against Anthony Yard. He had no issues with that. He's a regular champion, and he's a WBC champion. We spoke on him moving up to cruiserweight to face Zerto. Now, win, lose, or draw, um, David Benavidez got insurances from the WBA that he's going to come back down to 75 and become the mandatory for Bivol. They're going to order that fight. That's what his team is saying. So we'll see. I mean, that's a big stretch for him to jump up to cruiserweight and come back down. Playing with the weights is crazy. But if he come in around like high 190s, that could be a possibility, with science and stuff like that. We'll see. But yeah, that's his intention for the WBA to order win, lose, or draw Benavidez. He's taking a big opportunity to face Zerto, but he's supposed to get the mandatory position against Bivol after that. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Yet to be determined. And then we got Albert Ramirez, who is a good fighter at light heavyweight. Like to see him back sometime soon. Beterbiev, David Morrell, two top guys. I'm not sure what's next for Beterbiev, but he's a free agent too. And he's like 41 years old, so I'm not sure who's going to sign him, what they're going to do with that. The trilogy, I guess, with Bivol makes the most sense, so you can close that chapter, but we'll see. David Morrell versus Callum Smith. They're in negotiations, and they got a purse bid scheduled for this week coming up, December the 4th, for the WBO interim. So we'll see what happens with that. That fight been talked about for a long time. We haven't got a fight date yet, so hopefully we'll hear something soon. Let me see. Atif Oberton is fighting this weekend. He is fighting the journeyman Von Alexander in Philly. Let me see. I like to see Nigel Lopez back. Nigel Lopez versus Dion Nicholson makes sense to me. Anthony Yard coming off a beatdown against Benavidez. Ezra Taylor is going to fight Willie Hutchinson. That's January the 24th. That's on the Moses Atomo card. Conor Wallace, number 11. So I'm waiting to hear news about him fighting for the IBF interim title against the mandatory Michael Eafer. That should be real quiet. Nobody really mentioned that. You know what I'm saying? But he's supposed to fight for the interim title. He's number 2. Eafer is number 1. Waxy, number 12. He comes in new rankings. You got Liam Cameron, who won a regional title. I thought he actually won that fight against Troy Jones, but that's Queensberry. So Queensberry is loading up on heavyweights and light heavyweights. So that's what it is. Moving down, super middleweight. Not too much change at super middleweight. We know Crawford is the undisputed champion. No word on what he's going to do next. Still up in the air. Resendez is the interim champion. It's talks about Resendez fighting Berlanga next. That might be on that undercard on Shakur and Teofimo. We'll see. Man, there's a lot of shit going on in January 31st. If you guys paying attention to the news, they're talking about Pacquiao fighting January 31st, Shakur versus Teofimo. Charlo just said he gonna fight Plant on January 31st. It's a whole lot of fights on January 31st. So I know that's the week off. That's like the bye week of the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I think it was 2 weeks, right? So I think that's the bye week. So I guess everybody trying to get their shit in before the Super Bowl pop off. But that shit's crazy. And then you got Xander already fighting that day in Puerto Rico. And then early in the day, you got Bachman versus Josh Kelly. So for boxing fans, if they have all those fights on that card or on that day, it's going to be crazy. Will they put all those fights on the same card? I don't know. Somebody going to have to go to the 24th or somebody going to have to go another day, another date. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get some news this week because we hit in December and we about 8 weeks out. And that's normal. That's the normal time to announce a fight, but we'll see. So we got Beck the Bully. Not sure what's next for him. I know Canelo was out for a minute. He just had elbow surgery. Jamal Charlo, he said he's gonna fight Plant January 31st. Hamza Shiraz supposed to come back on that Riyadh season card. They're trying to find an opponent for him February the 14th. They go DFG, Caleb Plant. Callum Simpson is fighting December 20th against Troy Williamson. That's a solid fight right there. Pacheco is fighting December 13th against Kevin Sajo. So yeah, a lot of these guys got some fights coming up, man, which is good. The top guys are staying active. Middleweight, so we got a big fight coming up this weekend. Erislandy Lara versus Janabek, 3-belt unification, WBA, WBO, and IBF. Man, we ain't have a middleweight unification in a while, so let's get it. Carlos Adames is the WC champion. I know he has a mandatory that's way past due. Nareem, what's his name? The Sultanov. That shit been due since May, and those guys still haven't made a deal or something like that. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Lara versus Janabek, two southpaws. It's interesting. Nelly Hernandez, I would like to see him get an opportunity, but I'm not sure where he stands at politically. Uh, Tukov, the Russian fighter, number 2. Ammo is number 3. Ammo is the IBF mandatory. So y'all about to hear this real soon. The winner of Janabek and Lara will have an IBF mandatory due. So everybody got the letters. Everybody is involved. They know what's going on. Both teams know that they have a mandatory that's on the books. And Ammo is the IBF mandatory. So y'all stay tuned. Michael Zarafa, he's going to fight Nikita Zoo. That's coming up January the 16th. That's going to be a shootout. Let me see. Elvis Gomez has had a fight recently. Chris Eubank. I'm not sure when Chris Eubank gonna be back. I want to see Aaron McKenna. Where he been at? I hate when these guys get a big win and then we don't hear from them. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I heard from Aaron McKenna, fight week of Boots versus Lima, he posted him beating up on Lima. But no fight dates. You know what I'm saying? No fight announcements. He coming off a big win over Liam Smith. We haven't seen him since. You know what I'm saying? Herbert Conceição, number 10. He's fighting on Pro Box pretty soon. He's fighting, who's his opponent? I think he's fighting Paul Crow on Pro Box. That's a good one. I mean, Riley in the building. What's good with you, bro? Conceição, that's a Brazilian fighter. Yeah, George Lidard. I think he got a fight coming up too. Or he just fought. I can't remember. But he just beat Karen Conway. So yeah, that's what's up, man. We got a big middleweight fight, man. We ain't had a big middleweight fight in a while. Yes, sir. 154. Nick J in the building. What's good? Salute to you. Abbas Baru is defending. Well, he's unifying his WBA title with Xander Zayas January 31st. And like I said, that day seems very stacked. I don't know how they working that out, but that's a big fight too for the division. Salute to Xander for making that his first. He overruled a regular top-ranked title defense against Giovanni Santillan and went straight to a unification. So that's dope. I'm looking forward to that fight. Jaron Ennis, he trying to get the Virgil Ortiz fight. And hopefully that fight is next after they teased the boxing fans and that shit went crazy when they faced off in the ring. That's something I'm looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can do that in March. I know Golden Boy trying to put a venue on hold in Vegas March 28th. Hope that's the date. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let me see. Yoenis Tellis is fighting December the 13th at the WBA convention. First fight back after losing to Abbas Baru. He's going to face Kendo Castaneda. Haven't heard much from Andres Kakarakis, but hopefully he'll be back top of the year. Isaac Lasario, he's fighting on the PBC prelims this weekend. He's fighting Roberto Valenzuela. That's a WBA regional title on the line. Majimov, not sure when he'll be back. I think that's it with these guys. But yeah, there's some big fights at 154 that we want to see. Let's see what Sebastian Fundora gonna do. The WBC convention is this week, so we should hear news about Fundora's next fight. I thought they were gonna run it back with Keith Thurman, but it's been real quiet, so we never know. Bachram is fighting on the 31st against Josh Kelly. So we got 3 of the 4 um, titles at 54 will be on the line on January 31st. So that's dope. We get some more clarity in this division. So that's good shit. Welterweight. So Rolly Romero, WBA champion. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight Pacquiao. That shit been in the works for a long time. They got like a little. Well, it's a big bump in the road because Giasov is the mandatory. Um, Giasov want to exercise his right for the mandatory. He already accepted the exemption one time for Rolly because Rolly dropped a medical exemption after the Ryan fight after he beat Ryan Garcia, and then they supposed to have a person. No, they had negotiations. The deadline passed. Now they about to order a purse bid. So the thing is, Rolly trying to drop another exemption to fight Pacquiao or a big fight, whatever. But it's Pacquiao. They've been working on the Pacquiao fight for a long time. So we'll see if they're gonna make that fight. Now, recently, since Devin Haney won his fight last week and became WBO champion, they've been putting pressure on making that fight with Rolly. But no offers have been made. Rolly haven't turned down no fight with Devin Haney. It's just he been trying to get the Pacquiao fight, and they're just putting pressure on him because Rolly been talking shit all these years, so they're trying to test his temperature. But no official nothing official has been offered and sent to Rolly, because Rolly is still trying to work out this Giasov situation. Now, here's the connection with Giasov and Devin Haney. They have the same lawyer, Pat English. Pat English is pushing for the WBA to give Giasov his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure how that's going to work if because I'm not sure how that's going to work. Because will he accept step aside money? I'm not sure. I know that they was willing to do something if Rolly and Pacquiao had a date and had something already solidified, but they don't. So maybe that put pressure on Rolly and Pacquiao to go ahead and make the fight and announce it this week, so they can keep Giasov, to the side, and maybe Giasov fight for the interim title, take step aside money, maybe even fight on that card in a lesser fight. So we'll see. Is there a possibility that Pat English can work out something for his guy to step aside, Giasov, so he can get Rolly and Devin Haney? Shit, that can happen. I think that's a possibility, but I think first and foremost, Giasov and his team, they want to have their shot first. So we'll see. It's a tricky situation, and yeah. And Devin, to me, I feel like Devin probably ain't gonna fight till the spring anyway. If you pay attention to how he fights, he don't really fight like crazy often. If he come back in February, I'd be surprised. I don't really, Devin normally fight like in May and like the end of the year type shit. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But they are putting pressure on Rolly. It's just funny. Um, so we'll see. Should hear something soon. Uh, we got Steady Jonas is number 2. He just had a comeback win at the end of September. Curiel is going to fight. He's going to run it back with Rocha. That's January the 16th. Pat McCormick, he got a big fight coming up this weekend. He's going to face Conor Walker in Monaco, December the 6th. Now, he won the WBA Eliminator, but I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? He's number 4, but I think the winner of his fight, if he wins this weekend, he might get Lewis Crocker in April for the IBF. Lewis Crocker he has a fight date in the works for April the 11th in Ireland. So Pat McCormick win, or the winner of McCormick and Walker, I think that's a easy matchroom fight to make. You see Conor Ben, number 5. I don't expect to see him back until like the spring. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out this week. Ryan Garcia is supposed to fight Barrios. That fight, I know it's in talks, but from my understanding, it's not done yet. They're trying to figure out the language of Ryan Garcia's contract with Golden Boy. They ain't cleared that out yet, but we'll see. That's supposed to happen February the 21st. Jack Catterall in position. Listen, if I had to guess who Devin gonna fight next, I'm gonna say Jack Catterall because of their connection with Turkey, and Catterall had a good performance where they was like, okay, he ain't the the boring type. He was actually aggressive under Bozy Ennis. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he get an opportunity. Gabriel Magistri. So Gabriel Magistri is always funny when I see his name, and I joke and I say that he have a lifetime membership with the WBA because that shit that happened with Michael Fox. But I wouldn't be surprised if Giasov accepted a step aside package where he fight Magistry for the interim title, maybe on the Pacquiao Rolly undercard. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Shit's funny. Hammerhands Rodriguez, number 9. He had a big win over the summer against Avis Griffin, but I haven't seen or heard anything about him. Tamir Smalls, he got a nice little gift. Maybe he lost his last fight, but he's number 10. Echo Usman coming off a knockout loss. So yeah, man, welterweight is actually getting interesting. A lot of stuff is in play. I still think it's wide open, to be honest, but let's go. 140. So we got Gary Antoine Russell. He's the WBA champion, 140. His mandatory is Andy Hirako. His fight got postponed off the Jake Paul and Tank card. It didn't get rescheduled for Jake and AJ. So, man, this shit is crazy because I want to see him fight. And these postponements be killing these fighters as far as these training camps. But maybe Russell hop on one of these cards that PBC got popping. I don't know. But he's going to fight Andy Hirako. So I'm not sure. Maybe January or February they can reschedule. Zor Adalev, he won the WBO gold title, so I'm guessing he's a mandatory or secondary champion. I don't know. Oscar Duarte, so I'm hearing Duarte is going to fight Regis in February. Now, whether they're going to do that they're going to do that like the week before Ryan versus Barrios, or maybe it goes on that card. Because when you do a co-promotional thing uh, for the pay-per-view, normally each promoter get to pick like 2 fights to be on a pay per view. So maybe that's one. I'm not sure. Kenneth Sims, he coming off a loss to Duarte. Hopefully he got something coming. Alberto Playo, he will get the winner of Sabril Matisse and Dalton Smith. I know Matisse tested positive, but they about to clear him because his levels was under the limit in New York. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same situation as Ryan Garcia, where Ryan Garcia was like 60 times above the legal limit, or above the limit. I think the limit is 0.1. Matisse is like 0.08, so he right under the limit. And Ryan Garcia was like 6.0, so he on some other shit. So yeah, it's a different scenario. So they gonna mess around and basically smack him on the wrist. Stay tuned because we got the WBC convention this week. They're gonna rule on that. So that's what it is. Cletus Shelton, number 6, and number 7, Kevin Brown is fighting December 13th for the WBA interim title. So y'all already know what it is. The other champions, so Matisse and Dalton Smith, Richardson Hitchens, he'll probably be on that Shakur Teofimo card. That's my guess, but we'll see. And then Teofimo and Shakur, those are other champions. So 140 still got some business to handle. Before I go, Eslandi Alvarez, number 14. He fought over the weekend. He looks so. Not his best performance, but hopefully he got something. And Sando Martin got a fight coming up December the 20th. All right, there we go. Lightweight. All right. So 135. Javante Davis still the WBA champion. I don't see them stripping him really, to be honest. I mean, it's guys that kept belts longer and did more to get stripped. So I don't know. I know people calling for that, but I don't know. I don't think they're gonna strip him unless I think if he just vacate, I think he'll end up vacating if anything than them stripping him. Too much money in their pocket for him fighting. Fonseca is the gold champion. So I don't know if he's a secondary champion. I don't know. They never explain what gold champion means. Floyd Schofield's #1, Lucas Body #2. I think that's a good fight. But Floyd Schofield will likely fight Jojo Diaz in February. So y'all stay tuned. Uh Armando Martinez. He's on that Japanese card coming up. And anyway, and Junto Nakatani, the card they gonna fight on, he's on that card. He's #3. Auckland LD in the building. What's good with you, bro? Rayo is a promotional free agent, #6. I don't know what he's gonna do. Maxie Hughes is fighting the eliminator against #4, Usmanov. They fighting December the 12th. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird. The WBA be ordering hella excuse me, they be ordering hella eliminators, but nobody get ordered to fight the champion. That shit is weird. So yeah. Um Lazaro Alvarez fought last night too in Cuba. He ain't look good. He ain't look good to me either. Albert Bell was supposed to fight on the Jake and Tank undercard, but I don't know what he gonna do. Shoot, then that's it. I can see Albert Bell versus Robert Gutierrez though. I can see that, but we'll see. All right, let's keep it moving. Super featherweight, 130. Lamont Rose Jr. I think his days is numbered as champion. Um, I think win, lose, or draw, he'll probably be that title that he has will probably get either vacated, sure, whatever, right? He's not gonna be champion no more after the Pitbull Cruz fight. I think they probably elevate Jazza Dickens because Jazza Dickens got a big fight coming up on that anyway card against #3, Ryo Tsunami Susumi. They gonna fight, um, and that's Turkey's guy, the Japanese fighter. So that's why I see happening because Lamont Roche ain't come back to 130. We all know that. So yeah, but he got a big fight coming up this weekend against Pitbull Cruz at 140. This is second fight outside of the division. You know what I'm saying? And he haven't made a defense of the WBA in a couple of, and he had a mandatory due too, but over a year. So yeah, he's not coming back to 130 for sure. I don't see it. So yeah, Susumi versus Dickens is coming up. Ray Ford is the odd man out at 130 for sure. #7, Ghost Lim. I seen him fight yesterday. He looked pretty good. Had a good knockout win. Henry LeBron is coming back on Amanda Serrano's card January the 3rd. He just signed with MVP. He's #9. Um, we got something coming. I think that's it off top. We got a big fight. We got two big fights that's made for the 130 division. Oshaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton. That's coming up this weekend in San Antonio PBC card. That's a big fight right there. You know, Fulton trying to become a 3 division world champion. Foster trying to keep his shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Because Tyrank never had no plans for Foster anyway. Let's keep it a buck. And then we got the unification with Sugar Nunez versus Emmanuel Navarrete. That's February 28th. That's a big fight too. So yeah, we'll get it popping at 130. 126. So Nick Ball, WBA champion. Cuello is the interim champion. You would think that's the mandatory fight, but actually the WBA ordered Nick Ball versus Brandon Figueroa, and their deadline for negotiations passed already. So it look like they're gonna go the purse bid. If that fight happened, Nick Ball and Brandon Figueroa, that's a fun fight. But I don't know. It's been quiet. So sometimes quiet means good because they're actually making a deal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you hear negotiations in public, that means fight probably not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time. So let's see. Nick Ball and Figueroa. Elijah Pierce is #2. He pulled out of his fight yesterday. He was supposed to be in the main event for Manny Pacquiao's son, that card he fought on. He supposed to fight a WBO eliminator, but he got sick. The guy that he fought, that he was supposed to fight, Lorenzo Parra, those guys supposed to fight like 3 other times before, no, 2 other times before this. And I don't know, that fight, maybe that fight ain't meant to happen because they were supposed to fight on overtime. Then I don't know, something happened. So yeah, so you still got names like Kamatov, who fought for the world title against Ray Ford, Kameda. You got Neri, young Paul Rivera. He's fighting on Serrano's card, Amanda's card, January the 3rd. Liam Davies has a fight coming up. He's facing that Zach Miller kid. They fighting January the 24th. Luis Nunes, he's fighting this weekend. Luis Nunes is fighting on the prelims of that PBC show. He's fighting Hector Sosa. That's a good fight. Y'all tap in with that. That's a good fight right there. You got the other Susumi, the younger one. He's number 13 right here. So he gonna get a world title shot. He's rocking with Turkey though. So yeah, that's what it is. Featherweight, 122. Anyway, undisputed. Anyway, is going to fight David Picasso. That's December the 27th. John Two is on that card. John Two is fighting Sebastian Hernandez. So hopefully both guys win and we can get Anyway versus John Two sometime next year. That's fire. Ramon Cardenas is fighting Eric Robles coming up December the 18th. That's on a Thursday, I believe. That's on ProBox. So yeah, y'all tap in. Let me see. Peter McGrail got a good fight coming up on Saturday. One of the most interesting fights of the weekend. Peter McGrail versus Shabazz Masood. Real good fight at 122 pounds. That's a matchroom card. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yes, sir. Sam Goodman got a fight coming up too. He's facing, damn, what's the guy's name? Tyler Blizzard. I think I said that right. I think that's right. He's fighting on I think he fighting December the 17th. He fighting on Tim Zoo's card. Tim Zoo is making a comeback at 160 December 17th, and Sam Goodman is gonna fight that Blizzard kid. So yeah, that's what's up. So yo, these guys underneath, look, hopefully they get in their position because I feel like if Anyway beats Juntu, he's going to 126. He almost have to because he's basically cleaned out 122 twice. You know what I'm saying? He can just go ahead and move up after that. All right. So 118. So we got some maneuvering right here. So Susumi is back as world champion. They put him in champion recess because I think he had an eye injury, and then they elevated Antonio Vargas. And so they were supposed to fight Susumi versus Vargas. Vargas had you know, he had somebody transition in his family, so he had to pull out. So Nonito Donaire he stepped in. So it's going to be Susumi versus Nonito Donaire December 17th in Japan. So it's going to be they basically unifying the world title and the interim title. So yeah, that's coming up. So yeah. So Donaire should making one last push, you know what I'm saying, and he's in some big fights. So that's what it is. But yeah, this division is in transition because the best fighter, it's just like welterweight. When the best fighter leaves, then everybody's just scrapping for a position. So John Toom, he vacated his two titles, IBF and WBC. So we got a new WBC champion, Tacoma Anyway. He beat Tenshin Nakasawa this past Monday. And then we got a vacant IBF. That's going to get contested as well. What was it? Jose Reyes versus South African fighter. And then you got Christian Medina is a WBO champion. So this division might get another flip because if Baron Rodriguez don't get unification, he's going to 118. So it's a transitional division right now, but it's some good fights to be made, and a lot of the fights are in Japan. So let's get it. Let me see. Muhammad Wasim, he just fought over the weekend, yesterday, in Pakistan. This dude, he got dropped 3 times and still won. Crazy shit. What's my man name? Oh, here you go. Kazuka Aoka is actually fighting the Eliminator December 31st. I think he's facing number 11, Mikhail, man, Adugati, some shit like that. But he's fighting, Ioka. If you follow him, his fight date is New Year's Eve. He's been fighting on New Year's Eve forever, so he'll be back. So he's in position. One of the old heads. He in position to fight for world title. Bear Rodriguez is the new WBA champion, unified at 115. WBA, WBO, and WC. Everything but the IBF. Um, so he put a beating on Puma Martinez, took his belt, dominating fashion. He was the best fighter on that card, had no issue. And that was the most important fight, really. If you're looking at one, it was 1 versus 2, but Bam is such a great fighter. He separates himself from the elite guys in his division. So he got one belt left to get to be undisputed. Conventional wisdom, you like, yeah, that's too easy. He can go fight the winner and then move on, right? Nah, this is boxing. The politics gonna always get in the way. So Wilibardo Garcia is the IBF champion. He's going to defend his title against Kenshiro Taraji, who is moving up from 122, attempting to be a 4 division world champion, I believe. Taraji is coming off a loss to Ricardo Sandoval. He lost his titles in, I think it was May. No, July. Maybe it was July. So he getting an opportunity to fight for the IBF title at a higher weight. So the winner of that has a mandatory already due, and that's Andrew Maloney from Australia. Andrew Maloney, from my understanding, he's a free agent, but he has a solid manager that got him in position. So, and I asked him the night when after Bam knocked Buddy out last week, I asked him on Twitter, like, bro, y'all gonna step aside or what y'all gonna do? He said they're not stepping aside for shit. Basically, so many words. So, that's crazy because one fight away, the dude, I guess they ain't try to hear step aside, but money talks at the end of the day. So we'll find out what's going to happen December the 27th with Garcia and Taraji. Bam is a cash cow in that division. If you want to make some bread, you got to fight Bam. And Bam versus Andrew Maloney actually has a storyline because Andrew Maloney fought Bam's brother 3 times, Joshua Franco. I think he's 0-2-1 in that series. He should have won the second fight, but I think it was like a headbutt. It supposed to be a punch that caused the eye injury, but they said it was a headbutt. So they got a little history. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? And really, Andrew Maloney is going to take a pay cut. He's going to take a big pay cut if he go and trying to, I understand him keeping his position because he's the mandatory, but it's about bread at the end of the day. This is the Maloney that Junto Nakatani knocked out, had a crazy knockout win over him. So that took a lot of fights off your career. So at the end of the day, it's about, you know, you gotta take care of your family at the end of the day. If you're gonna fight the top guys, then you wanna get compensated. So man, we'll see. It's crazy though. That's why I tell everybody this is not a sport. If it was a sport, then Bam versus the winner would already be made already or already be talked about. But it's a business because we got the politics involved for sure. Um, my man, what's good with you? I'm looking at your handle. Can you behold what's good? My man Ant in the building. He said Maloney sucks. He said good luck on Jason and Andrew making big money in Japan. Nah, the money is with Bam. Now Bam ain't. Nah, I don't think so either. Um, I'm thinking like shit. Why can't Maloney at least his team attempt to make a deal with Bam and Turkey and them and say, look, shit, I step aside if he wins, if he guaranteed me an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think Bam gonna stay. I think Bam is gonna go to 18. Maloney is old. Pedro Guevara trashed him as well. I remember that fight. That's the fight. He announced his retirement. Bam is with Mr. Honda. So let's see. Let's see. I think he'll move up to 118 and fight the WBO champion. So 112, Ricardo Sandoval versus Ufa. That's a good fight. Allow Ufa. Um, I like this fight. Actually, I'm hoping this fight, if they can make Boots versus Virgil, this would be a good Matchroom versus Golden Boy fight on that card. That'd be a good undercard fight. But yeah, Sandoval, he went out to Japan and beat Kenshiro. That was a big win. So and then Ufa, he coming off a beatdown against Rodriguez, who tested positive, and that was a fight that fight like it took a lot out of him. He took a lot of punishment in that fight. So probably the longer that he's out to recover, the better because he took a lot of punishment in that fight. So we'll see. Um, Yankee Rivera, he's gonna face Bamba Gonzalez. Man, they talking about styles. You know what I'm saying? They quick to get on Tiafimo and Shakur. That might be a bad style too. I don't know. Sometimes Bamba Gonzalez will have good fights where he'll be action packed. Now I see him in fights where he's sticking out the joint. So we'll see. And Rivera coming off a crazy ass fight against Cordova. That shit was wild. That might have been the worst fight of the year type shit. Let me see. Oh, Mendoza. They got Mendoza ranked at 112, but he actually won an IBF Eliminator last week. He had a good performance. So Yabuki, Mishimichi Yabuki is fighting Phyllis Alvarado. That's a good fight. That fight got shifted from November 22nd, I believe, to December 27th, the 27th of December. That's going to be fun. Anthony Oscar Walker got a new opponent. I know who he is. I forgot his name. He fought Ukui twice. Number 5, Kukawara Hara. Yeah, that's actually a good fight for Oscar Walker. So that's coming. He's going to fight December 17th on a good card. So yeah. Let's get it. 108. Takomi. He's going to unify with Renee Santiago on that December 17th card. That's a good card, man. Hopefully we get some US TV for that shit. I like this kid right here, young fighter. He just put the beats on Eric Rosa. Eric Rosa is actually going to fight December 13th in the Dominican Republic. He's going to fight coming back off a loss. So that's what it is. The WBC, they doing their little musical chairs with the WBC title. It is vacant now. They put Carlos Gonzalez in champion recess because, from my understanding, he ain't have a visa in time, which is crazy to strip somebody over a visa. But it is what it is. They do what they want to do with their title. So Junior Zarate, is going to fight CP Freshmart December the 4th for the vacant WBC title. That would be at the WBC convention in Thailand. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. Sim Street has a mandatory, the IBF champion. That is Sergio Mendoza. Mendoza, he gets opportunity. He's going to become world champion. And, okay, so yeah, hopefully we get some more unifications that lead to undisputed in this division. And of course, 105 to close it out. Oscar Collazo, unified champion. Y'all know what we want to do. We want to see him do. Jose Salas, yeah, December 13th. Yeah, I couldn't think of the kid's name, but yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Number 5. Yeah. Okay, appreciate that. The kid that's gonna fight Oscar Waga. That's coming up February. You think that would be on the Barrios and Ryan Garcia card, or will it be a week before at the Honda on the Duarte and Regis card? Which card you think it's gonna be on? Because I know they trying to do Regis and Duarte. They're trying to reschedule that with JoJo, but with so I'm not sure. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if you guys was in here, but I know normally when you do a co-promotional fight, when you do a co-promotional deal, a pay-per-view, the both promoters can put on like at least 2 fights on a pay-per-view. So Golden Boy get 2 and PBC get 2. So maybe is this one of their fights? I'm not sure. Yes, Barrio. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. You already know my thoughts. I'd rather see the IBF champion versus Collazo, but I guess if he's gonna fight him right away, back to back, I'm cool with it too. You know what I'm saying? This situation reminds me of the situation Carissa Shields is in. You know what I'm saying? She already beat Franchon Cruz. Franchon Cruz beat Shadeja Green, but she gonna fight Franchon Cruz first. You know what I'm saying? Then she gonna circle back and fight Shadeja. To me, it's like me. I like to see fresh matchups. I'm not sure about you guys too. I like to see fresh matchups, and because I don't know, it's better. Because like, okay, if you fight the fresh matchup next, and then you go into the fight, then I don't know. I just like to see fresh matchups, but it is what it is. If you still gonna give me undisputed, and you gonna try to run the gauntlet, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Because Collazo, the more he fight, the more it's a lot of vulnerabilities. It's a lot of like that last if that kid he fought, I forget his name, slipping my mind. Jason Vason, I believe. That kid, he was doing well in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He started to get broken down like in the mid part of that fight before his corner stopped the fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we wanted that too. Collazo and his team don't want to fight until the round. So he want to get. So he's trying to save the best for last. Okay, I get it. It is what it is. So yeah, that's what it is. WBA rankings. Not really too much crazy. Let me go back to 118. They reinstalled uh Susumi as the champion, so he's gonna fight Donaire. So I guess that's some news right there. Antonio Vargas, I guess they like swapping champion and recess. You go in champion recess, then you come back, then you come back. That shit is weird. But he's gonna fight Donaire. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Some news right there. Uh we have a purse bid coming up. Nick Ball and Brandon Figueroa. If that fight happens, that feel like a Riyadh season fight for me. Maybe they're February because it's been real quiet on who was going to be on that Riyadh season card, and we know for the past 2 years they normally close out February with Riyadh season with a big card. So maybe Nick Ball and Figueroa on that. Just brainstorming. Let me see, Lamont Roach. So pretty much we probably ain't gonna see him in these rankings. Win, lose, or draw. He gonna get some. If he beat Pitbull Cruz, he's gonna be on the clock to determine if he's gonna come back to 130 to defend his WBA title. But he ain't coming back. We all know this. So Jazza Dickens versus Susumi right here, Hirioto. They fighting in December 27th. That's basically for the WBA world title. Let me see. Now here. So waiting to see what's gonna happen with Rolly and Pacquiao if it's gonna actually fight. If they're gonna actually fight. He said, I thought Antonio Vargas had a fight coming up soon. Nah, nah. He was supposed to fight Susumi, but he had a death in the family, so he pulled out. So Donaire is the interim champion. They decided to reinstall the champion Susumi, and they're gonna do Donaire versus Susumi. So now he was supposed to fight him, but yeah, he wasn't available to fight. So waiting to see what's going to happen with Rolly. Giasov and his team is putting pressure on the WBA to make the Rolly fight. Rolly trying to drop an exemption to fight Pacquiao. which I felt like they've been trying to make that fight for the longest time. Pacquiao look like he got options. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's crazy. I don't know. We have to see. Everybody trying to fight. Everybody and their mama trying to fight on January 31st. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no more dates in the year. So we're going to see what's up with that. Abbas Baru and Xander unification coming up. I'm looking forward to that. We got a big time middleweight unification coming up this weekend. Um, Here's Nandi Lara putting his WBA titles on the line versus unified champion Janabek, WBO, and IBF. That's on the PBC card. That's the co-main event to Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. We've been waiting for some shit like this. Jamal Charlo said he fighting Caleb Plant January 31st. So let's see what card that end up on. Bival, he's still out. Oh, this another one. This is kind of big news. It's a confirmation. Robin Safar enters the new WBA rankings at number 10 at cruiserweight, and he's on tap to face Zerto Ramirez January the 16th. So that's he's already ranked with the WBO. Now the WBA about to get their piece, so that basically solidifies that fight. If Zerto wins, he's coming off a shoulder injury. If he wins and look good, he's gonna go into the Benavidez fight, Cinco de Mayo. So he got to do his part. So let's go. There we go. There we have it right there. And then heavyweight division. So yeah, that's what it is, man. The NBA rankings, Blunt Sports in the building was good. I want to salute everybody coming through the building, yo. Hopefully y'all guys got something from this. I appreciate it. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be back on Tuesday. We're gonna talk about this upcoming fight week. We got a big fight week. Another big fight week that I can't wait to cover. A lot of good fights. We have PBC is back with their pay-per-view. Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. Janabek and Lara. Foster, Fulton. Um, Jesus Ramos. That's a hell of a card. Shane Mosley Jr. We got return of Frank Martin is back. That's a hell of a card. Then we have Jabba Taya fighting on the 6th. He's the man at cruiserweight, I believe. IBF and Ring Magazine. He's going to face his mandatory Hussein Sankara. We're going to speak on that. What else? We have the Monaco show. That's a good Monaco show too. I'm about to catch. Yeah, bro. I appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. The Monaco show. We got some. We got some on the 4th too. Oh, we got the WBC convention fight on the 4th. So, man, another big week of boxing. December about to kick off. So, yeah, we're going to get it popping. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate the time, and I'm out.